What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerd Castle. So we're hanging out for a little bit. We're a little bit stuck right now. It's a little bit blizzardy. It's a little bit nasty outside. It could be a little bit better, but we're hanging out. Our bars are looking good. We've got a little bit of time until the sun comes out. My recommendation would be, there's a window right there. Where's the door at? There it is. I wanted the door. I wanted the door real bad, because I'm going to come out here and make a fire. We're going to boil off a little bit more water, just in case we end up... Oh, it's a... it's an aurora. Okay. So for those of you that have never seen an aurora before in this game, what the aurora essentially means is that the wildlife is going to be extra strength hostile while we're out here. You'll notice they have kind of a green glow around their eyes. It's never really explained exactly why that is or why it happens, but just be aware that if you go outside during an aurora, there's going to be some minor wildlife issues. They're going to be a little bit grumpy pants. I was going to make a fire out here, but actually, since we have the aurora, I feel as though we may have an opening to sort of make some progress and like push our way out across the map. And like, what a beautiful landscape to do this under. No other game has really captured the northern lights in the same way as the Long Dark has. Like, it's really sort of I think the juxtaposition between the smooth lighting effects that they're using versus kind of the watercolor hand-painted graphics, like, it just looks incredibly stark. I absolutely love the way that they handled the Aurora Borealis in this game. I've never seen it in real life. My parents actually went up to Alaska on a vacation for a month or two, and they said that they saw it, and it was really something sort of incredible to behold, but I've never seen it. I'd love to see it someday, but for right now, this will have to do. This field right here is pretty much exactly where we're trying to go. I'm going to cut over to the right, though, because there's something over that way that I'd like to investigate and take part in before we go any further. Like, just look at the way that the light plays off the cloud over there. It's wild. Just wild. There is shelter over there to the left, but I'm not interested in that shelter. I'm interested in the shelter that's going to be off to our right, and in fact, one of the best loot locations is right down this little snow-covered road. So let's have after it, shall we? Okay, so coming around the ridge, we're down that little road right there. We do have some wolves around. Yikes. And they are in between me and my destination. I don't know if bait will work now that they're all tuned up and sort of high off the radioactive juices of the sky. It's a little bit risky. I think I should be able to flank around them, though, and get to the house. I think. Oh, another one over there. Wow, there's a lot of them, dude. There's a lot of them, bro. Okay, so there's 4 wolves. Ooh, that's a yikes. That's a big yikes. Okay, we've got issues. Lots and lots of wolves around. I got a couple wolves of my own living inside my house right now, but they're not quite as... My wolves like cuddles and blankets and like warm meals and stuff like that. It's kind of cool seeing the radio tower lit up. I didn't know that happened during the Aurora. I've never seen that before, but that's that orange you're seeing right there. That's a radio tower that's up at the top of the hill. I didn't realize that it lit up. I really rarely go outside during the nighttime in this game. It's kind of cool how you can see the street lamps on, too, and just like that, it goes from being a survival game to kind of being a scary game. It looks like we're okay. We've made it around the edges. I just want to be inside. That's all that I really want, is we need to be indoors, and we kind of need to look after our water situation before it gets out of control. We've got about 5-6 hours of water left available to us. Wow, they have a lot of exterior lighting on their house. Surprises me the amount of exterior lighting actually on a house that's this far out in the middle of nowhere. Lots of flood lamps and whatnot. Now let's get indoors. I'm going to cook off some water. It's going to be a little bit dark in here. That's okay. The Aurora should keep the lights on. Yeah, there we go. So what we need to do is we're going to get this stove going. Let's warm up real fast. We got a book right there. That'll do. I'm going to use the actual good lights, or the good matches right there. The cardboard matches, they're not as good as the ones that actually come in the big box. The big boxed ones are a little bit stiffer, and they give off a little bit better of a flame in the case of the game. So we're going to start up this stove right here. I'm going to throw as many sticks in there as I can. Let's see how much water we can boil off. This is a 6-top stove right here, so we should be able to get some very real cooking done. Throw that in there. Throw all that in there. There we go, brother. There we go. We got another pot in here. I'm going to throw that on there. And then I think we have another pot Right here. Yeah, great. Okay, so we'll do about 4 liters of water. We're not going to need much more than that. Anything more than 4 liters is going to be kind of overkill. And while that cooks, I'd like to be underway and just loot a little bit. So we got some peaches right there. A little bit of dog food, so that's a little bit exciting. Looks to me as though we got some sodas on that side. What else we got going on? I think we should be able to lock and load up. Ooh, stale peanut butter. Not as good as like fresh peanut butter, but I am a red-blooded American. I'll put peanut butter on just about everything. I don't know how Canadians in my audience, how do y'all feel about peanut butter? Because I know that peanut butter is very much one of those things that like in the United States is incredibly popular, but other places they're like they just kind of don't get it. They'd be like, Americans eat this stuff? Like pretty much everybody. It's a childhood food. That's why it's so popular in America is you make peanut butter sandwiches and whatnot for kids. A lot of us grow up having that pretty much every single day for lunch. And so you kind of grow up having sort of a nostalgic fondness for it. I'm sure there's foods like that in other countries too where like, for me it's Spam because my family's Hawaiian. And so like Hawaiians eat a lot of Spam. And so like just the smell of fried Spam and like the texture of it and the taste of it, all crispy and whatnot, crunching in your mouth just reminds me of being a little kid. It's kind of a cultural, you know, comfort food. A lot of ways I feel like peanut butter's like that too for American people. We got a toilet over here. We didn't even need to boil that water. We could have taken the water out of the cistern. We got a flare right there. We got some wool socks. Those are better than the cotton socks. Remember, cotton is the fabric of death. Cotton is actively trying to kill you. Cotton loses all heat retention whatsoever when it gets wet, which is why it's such a dangerous fabric. Wool does not. That's why wool makes a much better survival fabric than cotton does. It's a little bit dark in here. We're not going to be able to fully kind of explore and look around with the light that we've got. We got a gun cleaning kit right there, so that'll be nice. There is a firearm spawn back here that you sometimes get. And there it is. The rifle is here. I'm not going to pick it up just yet. We got another sport vest right there. It's not that helpful because you can't layer vests. But yeah, it's jumping in here right now. Oh, the radio's playing music. I didn't know that that was a thing. I don't think I've ever seen that happen before. That would be slightly unnerving, in all honesty, in the middle of the night if this happened. I'm not a paranoid guy, but this would freak me out a little bit. I'd be thinking there was some ghostesses activity, all right? And I wouldn't be proud of the fact that that's the first place my brain went. But deep down, I'd be pretty sure that, like, ghostesses stuff was happening. Oh, wait an hour till this is boiled off. There we go. And so now we have enough water to last us at least 4 days. I think if we space it out with sodas, we should have enough water for a couple of days. And I don't think we should overdo it either. So I'm going to pick up all this stuff. Let's go catch the rest of our sleep. Yeah, it should be morning pretty soon anyways. And so I think we should have enough time to get like 4 hours of sleep, I think. I can barely see right now. There we go. Let's go ahead and we'll lock in 4 hours of sleep and just kind of see how that does for us. In the morning, we should be able to give this place a real good once over. Maybe even a twice over. Just to make sure that we got all the goodies that we need. Our clothing is hanging in tatters off of our body right now. So I would recommend that we take a little bit of time to just sort of patch that up. Just to avoid any accidents or whatever. With our clothing being wasted. Another pair of wool socks. Fantastic. Each one of those should give us a good, like, 1 degree of temperature retention, which doesn't sound like much, but it does all really add together. My suggestion would be that we take the cloth off the curtains here so that we can repair clothing. We're not going to be very good at repairing clothing because we just started off this playthrough, so there's a good chance that we'll fail a lot. That's okay. If you're never a nervous beginner, you'll never manage to be a graceful expert. That's just the way that life works with everything, really. I mean, you got to be a nervous, clumsy beginner before you'll ever stand the chance of being like really, really good at anything. You know, and so while it might be embarrassing to be a newbie at something, don't ever let somebody make you feel bad about acquiring a new skill or getting good at something. A lot of people are going to like make fun of you when you're new at something and you're bad at it. It's okay. Everybody's bad at things when they first start out. You know, I've been playing guitar now for 21 years. You know, and like when I play guitar, people are like, damn, you're like really, really good at guitar. You like really like are talented or whatever. Like, no, I've been playing guitar since I was 13. And I grew up in a really religious family where we weren't allowed to do a lot of stuff. And so I would play guitar for like 7-8 hours a day because it was the only thing that I was like really allowed to do, you know. And so I got good at it. I didn't have a choice but to get good at it. With that amount of repetition, playing 6 to 7 hours a day, you'll get good at just about anything if you do it 6-7 hours a day. I mean, there's not a whole lot of skills out there that you won't be good at within a couple of months if you do it 6 or 7 hours a day. Let's see here. Let alone, 21 years. We got a lot of stuff laying around. I'm looking forward to equipping myself, although we didn't get any of the really, really good clothing, so I think we're going to have to go up to the radio tower.
Carry much more.
What is this? Revolver ammunition. Very nice. Cotton toque. Definitely take that. Magnifying lens. That magnifying lens would be a big find if we were playing on Interloper. That'd be like a mission critical item. I have like a number of items that I consider to be mission critical that you need to find on Interloper, and the magnifying lens is one of them. Magnifying lens, a cooking pot, fire striker is really, really nice. It's by no means required, but it is nice to have. Take the pain off of. Oh, we have so many sewing kits. Okay, well let's take a minute and let's fix everything. I think we should have enough cotton to go around. So we'll just sit here and we'll get all of our clothing repaired so that it's all at 100%. That should almost double our windproof and our temperature-proof coating. So we should be all right here. We don't really have anything else to do for the day anyways. We've got plenty of food laying around. And we've got plenty of water. So like we might as well do some of the stuff that's going to make us more comfortable over the long term. This is also leveling up our mending, which is a really good skill that you kind of want to dedicate some time to. So anyways, if we get attacked by anything or we take any damage, our clothes, they're going to fall off of our body and tear, and they're not going to be repairable. So I'd like to get them all back up to, a considerable... Ooh, we're having bad luck right now. Like, that's like 4 fails in a row. Come. 5 fails in a row with a 60% chance. Yikes. Just remember, RNG is streaky when you're doing stuff like this. I believe this shirt is warmer, if I remember right. So coming up on the end of the day, we've pretty much patched up everything, man. We're looking good right now. It's basically nighttime. I sat here and sewed like all day, and it moved our warmth bonus up from +7 to +10, and I still haven't even done the thermals. I haven't even swapped out our socks yet. So we still have a lot of repairs left to do for sure. I think we'll be in pretty good shape by the time we get out of here. It was kind of a lazy day. I didn't really accomplish a whole lot aside from just sewing. But if you wanted to see the ways that affects your character, you can actually go to your journal over here and you can check out your skills. And it looks like we've leveled up our mending by about half. Every single time we level this up, I think it goes up by 5 or 10%. I honestly don't really pay attention to it because usually sewing kits aren't that hard to come by. And so like failing a craft doesn't really matter. We'll drink some sodas right now. We need calories and we need water. So I'm okay with just sort of downing some of this stuff to take the edge off our water supply. These are also pretty weighty compared to the amount of nutrients that they'll give, like, the player. So, I tend to prioritize things that are heavy before I prioritize things that are light. So there you go. We filled up our stomach. We're going to be a little bit thirsty at the end of that. But that's already... We just ate, like, 2 kilograms worth of food. We really kind of mashed out right there. It's still kind of early in the night, so I'm going to get back to tearing down all this extra clothing and just sort of getting rid of all of it so that we have extra cloth for tomorrow, and I'll get back with you once something interesting happens. Hey, so like I woke up early in the morning. Don't you just hate that? Like when you wake up at like 5 in the morning, you can't fall back asleep. We found a parka inside of here. I was just kind of tooling around the house looking for anything I might have missed, and I guess I forgot to loot certain areas. There's a bullet down there too. I don't know what angle I need in order to get after it, but
Too
like
much stuff to carry.
There's definitely a bullet right there. I just can't tell if it's lootable. There we go. I got it. Like it took some wiggle room. Sport vest I don't really care about. The books might be nice if I was planning on lighting fires, but like, yeah. Hey, we got the thick wool sweater too. Now we're in business, man. Now we're picking up real clothing. Now we're picking up stuff that'll keep us in good shape. Nothing there. We got a rifle with 1 bullet. The rifle weighs a ton though, so keep that in mind. Like, the rifle weighs, like, an absurd amount in this game. And so, like, actually, I don't know if it's actually accurate. I say absurd because I feel like the rifle is always the thing that puts me over my limit when I'm trying to travel and, like, doing stuff. Like, you never want to leave the rifle behind, but it weighs like 3 or 4 kilograms, and so it's pretty weighty. That Enfield will definitely weigh down your pack. All right, this front room over here. Hey, more chips right there. Here we go. We only have 1 bullet, so really the rifle is not going to be that helpful. Nothing over here from what it looks like. Anything down and around over there? Nope. Nothing up under there. Nothing up under there. Some matches. I'll always pick up matches. Interloper has sort of trained me to never bypass an opportunity to get matches if I can help it. Because your lifeline is, like, directly measured in matches in Interloper. Like, a match a day is pretty much the only thing that keeps you going until you get a magnifying lens. Nothing inside this big basin over here. Looks like the basement is kind of devoid for right now. Couple of decent things in there. Those Aquapure tablets aren't bad. Definitely don't mind having those. This can be pretty helpful. Usually you just put those inside water and shake it. There's a spray can right here. Spray cans, they were added to the game in a recent patch. They allow you to mark locations that you've already searched and whatnot, so you can blaze a trail. Kind of a cool item, but not that useful if you know the map like the back of your hand like I do. So, like, for newer players, definitely a really cool item. For experienced players, not so much. We don't have a crowbar, so, like, a lot of these cabinets and whatnot we're not going to be able to get inside of, which is a bummer. We are getting pretty heavy right now. We are going to need to find a place to stow away some of this stuff very, very shortly. More matches. Okay. I love matches as much as the next guy. Why not? Herbal tea's good. If you don't know what the herbal tea does, it makes you basically, like, heal double while you sleep. It's sleepy time tea, and if you drink it before you go to bed, you'll heal, like, twice as much as you would have without it. So normally, I think, in one night of sleeping... Oh, my God. That was, like... Oh my God, all the clothing in the world. Okay, we no longer have to worry about the temperature. We're pretty solid right now. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about it. So with the addition of the parka, we've got like a nice wind shell now. We've got a nice water shell now. Like, we're looking pretty good at the moment. Our gear is not bad. It's definitely in a great spot. I think if we finish off some of these repairs and get everything done, we should have time to make it up to the radio tower today. But let me see if I can orchestrate that, because we're burning through yet another day pretty fast, actually. We're going through our light pretty quick. Further bad news is that our rifle is in really rough shape. I think we're going to go through almost an entire cleaning kit just getting it back up and situated, in all honesty. I also need to cure all of this stuff. There's really no reason for me to be carrying around all this gut and all this hide with me. So if we can drop that all, that'll save us a little bit of carrying capacity too. But with the light that we have left, it's about like 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening. My guess would be that we should definitely start, if we're going to try to go for the radio tower, we should go for the radio tower right now. So the benefits of the radio tower, it's got the best loot, like, in the game. Like, seriously, like, the radio tower is one of the best loot spots in the game, independent of what difficulty you're playing on, which is why it's so important that you go up there. Like, last time I went up there on Winter's Embrace, I was streaming this game, twitch.tv/SplatterCatGaming. Hey, what, Suwoo and all that. But anyways, go check out my stream. But last time I went up here, we found one of the best pairs of pants in the game and 2 of the best parkas in the game, just in one location, which instantly raised our cold protection up by like 8 or 9 degrees between like the 3 pieces of gear. Like, it was just absolutely incredible how much it made the world just not a threat anymore once we picked that stuff up. So if you're looking for a location where the good stuff's at, go to that little tower on top of the hill. There'll be like a little hut up there where like some kind of worker has lived or something. I don't really know what it is. It's got like a small little sleeping station or something. And I can virtually promise you'll find something good up there. This little cabin over here normally doesn't have anything that's going to be worth your time or your interest. You can take a look at it, but my experience has been every time I come in here, there's never anything in here. So in story mode, actually there's dusting sulfur right there. And a bullet. I mean, you find a 44 and some dusting sulfur. That's not too bad. If you're like, what the hell is dusting sulfur? Dusting sulfur is used for gardening. But you can also repurpose it if you know a little bit. Oh, hello.
Just what I need.
Yeah, a little 44 mag right there. I didn't even see that late. Okay, I changed my mind. I changed my tune. Apparently on lower difficulties, a pistol can spawn there. Let's go ahead, and she's in pretty good shape, too. She's not at bad. It looks like a 44 Magnum to me. It's a pretty big pistol. Those bullets seem kind of large for 357, so I'm thinking it's a 44 mag. We can now hunt rabbits, so that's good. With a 44 Magnum, apparently. I don't know why you would hunt a rabbit with a 44 Magnum, but hey, we got bullets now. I don't know if this thing will kill a wolf. I would hope it would kill a wolf, but no guarantees. At least we're armed, so that's good. We're no longer walking around just kind of like scared of the world. It's a pretty long shot. Sometimes the shots get a little weird if you try to put them too far down range. We also have the rifle, although the rifle's pretty wrecked. It's not looking great. Look at that. There's a bullet. Even though it's empty, it says that there's a bullet inside the internal magazine. My immersion! My immersion. It hurts. Nah, in a game like Tarkov, that would probably bug me, but in this game, this isn't a game about shooting or guns or anything else about that. It's a game about surviving, so you see the blade on that sight right there? Man, that thing has the biggest, thickest sight in the history of giant, thick gun sights. The fastest way to get up to the radio tower is to come over to here and jump on this line right here and climb up it. We should have enough energy to make it. You're going to want to have really, really full energy if you try to do it on the hardest difficulty, but on lower difficulties, you should be able to get up it without burning your entire day's supply of energy. But this rope right here is usually enough to take you from full energy down to empty energy on the highest difficulty, so prepare accordingly. Up we go. Be careful about having a gun equipped when you do stuff like this. Fair warning, sometimes the guns will hip fire. And so it's easy to have an accidental discharge while you're trying to, like, click on other stuff. They share a keybind, so, you know. On this game mode, we should have plenty of ammunition. I'm not that worried about it. But in some modes where you're kind of rationing every single bullet and trying to score a kill every single time you fire a round, it's usually worth it just to keep an eye on the situation. I heard a wolf, so I'm going to get the gun out. The radio tower is going to be around this crop of rocks to your right. To the radio tower. We have arrived at our ultimate destination, and we've done it without having to shoot anybody or anything, so that's usually a pretty good sign. I like it when I accomplish my daily tasks without having to shoot anyone or anything. That marks a pretty good day for me. Sometimes there's a dead body, like, down on the rocks behind this thing. Probably not super worth looting. Aw, dude, if I had a climbing rope, man. If I had a climb rope, everything be beautiful. A little bit of wood back here. I like to, like, appraise and figure out how much stuff I have laying around everywhere, even if I'm not going to use it. We are pretty hungry right now. This place should have, like, a crazy amount of loot. Like, this is seriously, like, one of the best locations in the game. 5 bullets. 10 more bullets. Very nice. We're already off to a great start. We've got a bandage. Don't really care about that. A pea coat. So now you can fit in, you know, in the Bay Area hyphy scene. You know, get your pea coat and dreadlocks. We got lantern fuel over there. That's nice to have. We still haven't managed to find ourselves a crowbar. So these lockers might not all be accessible. And some of the really good loot is inside these lockers. I should probably holster my weapon, too. A worn light shell. I don't really care about the worn light shell, but... What is that? What is that laying back there? Is it just a trick of the light? I think it's a trick of the light. There's an EpiPen right there. EpiPens, one of those items in this game that are not useful at all until they are. That's like one of those items that's so situational. Like, I think I've maybe used 2 EpiPens in the entire, like, 530 hours that I have in this game. But the 2 times that I used them, it literally saved my playthrough. And so, like, it's one of those items that's so specific to the situation that it's useful in. But, like, if you don't have one when you need one, you will instantaneously know it. And if you do when you need one, it'll, like, save an entire run. Hey, another toque. Nice. And it's in good shape, too, so I shouldn't have to repair it. Pretty happy about that. Anything aside the desk or another toque. Apparently, people showing their Canadian pride out here. It's okay. I respect it. I respect it. Another pistol.
Never know when I might need to defend myself.
Yeah. Now we can go guns akimbo if we need to. Now we can dual wield the revolvers and just walk down the hill, just blam, 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 unloading on like hordes. We can turn this into a zombie survival game is what we can do. Wooden matches, a little bit of water, tin of coffee. Oh, hello, we got duck boots. I got myself a pair of duck boots, and I don't even live in the snow. I use them for walking the dog when it's pouring down rain. And my dog, I got him like a little, I got him like a windbreaker, or like it's like a water shell with a hood so that we can walk in the rain. He hated it the first couple times he wore it, but he got used to it. We've got a fire striker right there. It's a really useful item. It's going to eliminate the need for having like thousands of matches for a long, long time. Nothing up and under there. Both lockers are actually unlocked. We actually hit the jackpot there. Normally at least one of these is locked, and the one that's locked usually has something really, really good inside of it. We do have cargo pants right there, which are going to be better than the jeans that we're wearing at the moment. We are super overweight right now, so we're going to have to like figure that situation out. We've got a couple of toques in here. It looks like, I don't recall if the babushka wrapping is better than the toque. I'm pretty sure the toque is better. I'm pretty sure. Alright, so we'll put the toque on. We definitely want to throw those on as well. We 100% want to throw on the pea coat. The pea coat is one of the best coats in the game, outside of like... The pea coat is really, really good. It's not... Actually, I take it back. I'm thinking interloper-wise. Interloper-wise, the best thing you can get is a Mackinac coat. But anyways, the pea coat is still a really solid middle-tier piece of clothing. I forgot that they added a bunch of new parkas to the lower difficulties. There's like the old parka, there's the new parka, there's the old Russian like war parka. Like those are all really, really good. We've got a couple of light shells and stuff. We're not going to use any of this, so we might as well just spend some time tearing it all down. And that's going to be all the time that we have for the day. We were really, really productive today, in my opinion. We knocked out like a lot of tasks that needed to be accomplished. It's just this map has a lot. Like, this map is really a map that you want to comb through, and you want to make sure that you get everything off this map, because, like, some of the best loot ever is on Pleasant Valley on all difficulties. And so you can, like, walk into this thing naked and walk out fully geared like we did pretty much every single time. Like, it's fairly impressive how consistently you can do that. Anyways, get the game down below in the description if you wanted to play it for yourself. Winter's Embrace is going to be going until the end of July, and so definitely don't miss out on that, because there's exclusive achievements and exclusive in-game badges that you can earn that otherwise will be gone at the end of the month. I missed them from the last event, and I'm still kind of heartbroken about it. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for being here. How you doing? Take care, everybody.